Interesting, that is the behaviour. So let's look at the rest of the iceberg, because that's really what this is about, isn't it? Brad's talked about what are the constraints to investing. What's stopping you? You're a hot air balloon, but you're tethered by some sort of fear or past experience or whatever it might be. Something you were told by somebody to the ground. All you just got to do is cut those restraints and you will rise naturally. But you've got to overcome, one of those constraints is your identity. Lauren wasn't even one when I joined Action. And Brad mentioned it before, the laundromat. But it was great to go and just, like having 17 little tooth fairies, you just come home with kilos and kilos of coins, $1 and $2 coins. And it sure as hell wasn't worth my time to count coins because we had to bag it to deposit it in the bank. It ain't worth my time. So I taught the kids to bag the money. So I would show them how high the first pile had to be, and they had to make as many piles as they could, the same height. So I think Mitchie's maybe 2.5, 3. He can't count yet. Harry's about 18, 19 months, I think. That's their identity now. They are used to money. They're not scared of it. We talk about it, they ask about it, but it's that unconscious identity that you program with by the time you turn 3 that makes a big difference in your willingness to receive money. Those of you that have young children, I can't even say think, but when you've got a kid, you're a small child, you're 4 or 5 years old, and mum or dad brings you out a plate of cookies and says, "Here, honey," and you take 2. Oh, that's greedy. Greedy. You're very easily labelled any more than absolute necessity. You've had enough. That's the worst word in the world. Because having more than enough, that's selfish. I spent a lot of time studying the psychology and physiology of the brain about this sort of stuff. We have a lot of programming that we need to debug, rewrite, uninstall. So read what you can. The Think and Grow Rich stuff. All that sort of thing. Passive income. Lauren's passive income. So she was quite small, 5 or 6. We paid her pocket money. And I was cleaning her teeth one day and she sort of, I forget whether she asked about money or I said it. Maybe she asked what passive income was. And I said, well, it's money that makes money. So you have about $200, $300 in your bank account, a bit of cash. It creates interest for the family, a few bucks a month. So your passive income from that cash pays for the family's toothpaste bill. So we can be absolutely destitute, bankrupt and gone financially, but if you don't touch that $300, we'll always be living under a bridge having shiny teeth because it will perpetuate. People are waiting for that one Eldorado's gold of a strategy that suddenly they can retire on. Lottery, sue someone. So think about your identity. Think also about your values. What is it that you value? Most people don't value cash. What do they value? What cash buys. You don't get respected for cash. You get respected for a Ferrari. You get respected because your house is bigger than your next door neighbour's. You get acknowledged by the trappings of the world. Shakespeare said it, Hamlet said it. It's not about the to be or not to be. It's about whether to be nobler to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. Outrageous fortune is very susceptible to slings and arrows. When Brad trained us, got up there and he said, what other people think of me is none of my business. I thought, geez, pretty arrogant and narcissistic. And then as I grew, I realised that if you don't separate yourself from the good opinion of the tribe, you will sabotage yourself to be a part of it. Now, the biggest threat to all of you in this room is a thing I call premature scaling. Who'd like to hazard a guess at what premature scaling is? Anybody might have a guess? Or no? Yeah?
Growing too quickly.
In a way, and most businesses, over 73 or 4%, go bankrupt in the year after their most successful year. They have their most successful year, go bankrupt. Sean?
Leveraging a system that's not ready to be leveraged yet?
Almost. I like your thinking. It's pretty basic. This is premature scaling.
From down on their luck to thanking their lucky stars, this is the moment Jordan Ross and Jade Hicks' life changed forever. Watch as the lotto agent explains their $20 scratchy has turned into $200,000.
This money's life-changing. It's, you know, when I got it, I was just bawling my eyes out. I didn't know what to do. I was shaking, and it was just like I was under so much stress and financial hardship.
20-year-old Jordan was living on the streets 5 years ago.
Just moved out of home. I was on the street for about 3 months.
Today, he bought a boat.
This is life.
This is life. That's what you do with it, isn't it? You don't buy a house. You don't pay off the debt. You buy a 120 grand boat. That's premature scaling. It's when you celebrate your silver level of bronze life with a Porsche or with a holiday. What else can you actually prematurely scale on? What do you think? What are some of the things? Cars we've mentioned. Boats. What else? Staff. Yeah, grow the car. Get that. We can finally afford that capital equipment. That's why the businesses go. We can bring on the staff and the capital finally. And then it plateaus. Luke.
Build up the expenses in view of success.
Yeah. Schooling for the kids, private schooling for the kids. If you didn't earn it, your kids don't get to go to private schools. What a good incentive to earn it, because we're very much into this age of entitlement, particularly the millennials. They're just entitled. So what's your premature scaling? Break it down as a percentage. I love Brad's story at Entrepreneurs. First Entrepreneurs I went to, we had a room like this that was full of his cars. Wow, Ferrari, I think the Porsche was there, you know, all the toys, and we sat amongst his toys. He said, what do you think of this? And somebody stood up and said, well, I think you're a prat. You're a narcissistic prat. Why? Because you've spent all this money on these cars. And Brad, it was beautiful. No, but I guarantee I spend less of my income as a percent on cars than you do. That's scaling. Set yourself a goal and go, I'm allowed to have 10% of a new client as a reward. If I want more money, then I need to bring on 2 clients and put a couple of 10% together. So beliefs. Beliefs is a bigger one. What do you believe about money? What amazes me is that you've got these awesome movies. And in the movies, you know, whether through crime or whether through outrageous success, these people become mind-bogglingly wealthy. And then what inevitably happens? It all goes pear-shaped. And at the end of it, they didn't save one single of those gold doubloons, not one little African Krugerrand. Who wants gold? Luke's got gold. They didn't save a single thing. So is it a fear? Is it a programmed fear of loss? The bigger you are, the harder you fall. People will try and steal it. People won't respect me. So they're your beliefs that are defined by your values, that are defined by your identity. We know how this works. Hopefully, your coaches. You do it with all your clients. So let me give you a little bit of insight. I can't cover the skills. I love working with my clients on financial independence. I think maybe first day or maybe in Train the Trainer, we talked about a lack of retention. This is the retention. I've had clients for 13 or 14 years. And now I work with my clients. Woohoo, great, you got your business working without you. So let's just retire. 4 hours a week is not retirement because you've still got to do 4 hours a week. And why hasn't it been multiplied? But I've helped clients. I work with my clients to buy them houses. We consolidate their investments. It's cool. Learn about this stuff because that gives you the next level to coach in. But I do want to give you a snapshot of a couple of the properties so that you can understand the process.